can see your body language too. Cool. It's actually easier. I can actually see you straight on.
Play with that thing.
Waking up with Key 103 gives you the most music for your morning and your work day. Coming up on 8:44, I'm Dina. Carole. Chilly start to the day. It's in the 20s, going up near 50 today. Bethany's in studio with Sean from Frederick County Animal Control and 7-year-old Julia. She's a tan and brown American rabbit. What can you tell us about her, Bethany?
Well, Julia is one of the 5 rabbits that we have available for adoption right now, and she is the only one that's a different color. All the other 4 rabbits are black.
Okay.
But Julia has this great tan and brown color. She's the oldest rabbit we have at 7 years old, but while the others are friendly, Julia is super friendly. She's probably the most outgoing rabbit that we have. The other day I went to take a picture. We'd never met before. I opened the kennel door and she came right out and like snuggled up against my lap. So she's a little bit of like a lap rabbit. She's just really loves the pets and is really super social. Even when we brought her here, she came out pretty quickly and just sat and let Sean pet her. So she's really a great rabbit, especially if it's a first time rabbit. So friendly, easygoing.
So educate us, me, maybe somebody else. Is there any sort of we need to? Rabbits are not our typical cat, dog. So what do we need to do special?
So rabbits, in my opinion, are a little bit more work than say a cat.
Okay.
Right? So rabbits, once they are spayed or neutered, which we do for all of our rabbits, they tend to be able to be litter trained, so you can do that. But they do need exercise, and they have a lot of special dietary requirements. So they have to have their hay and their pellets. They also need, veggies and things like that. We do give them carrots, but a lot of people, like the typical is you give rabbits carrots. Carrots have actually a lot of sugar, so you don't want to give them tons of carrots.
Sure.
There's different ways that you want to introduce foods. There's certain foods that are not good for them, so you really need to do your research. You also need to make sure they're getting plenty of exercise and handled. Julia is a product of being handled. She's very friendly. She likes to be handled. If you're not doing that with your rabbit, they might be more fearful of people, a little bit more standoffish. And there's also just proper handling practices. You have to be careful about how you pick them up. They have really, really strong back legs, and if they get scared and kick really hard, they could hurt themselves.
Interesting.
So there's a lot to learn. So if you are thinking about getting a rabbit, you definitely want to make sure you're doing your research beforehand, because they do need special care.
So what about if, let's just say I have a cat or a dog already in my home, is it a no-no to bring Julia into our home because she's a rabbit?
So it depends. There's definitely households that have, rabbits as well as other animals. I have a friend who has cats, and she had a rabbit, and it was not an issue. There are, people who have dogs, and it's not an issue. But it really is something that you have to do proper introductions with and be mindful. You know your animals. If your dog is chasing every squirrel and bunny in your backyard,
right,
you probably shouldn't bring a bunny into your household.
Yeah.
There's also different ways that people house their rabbits. Some people let their rabbits, especially if they're litter trained, roam the house freely like a cat. You just need to make sure that you're protecting all of your wires and things like that, because rabbits chew. But some people let them out like a cat, But if you have other animals in your house, then you may have a room that's set up for your rabbit, and the other animals don't go in.
Gotcha.
So there's different ways that you can do things, but it is, again, incredibly important to do your research and make sure you know what you're setting yourself up for when you adopt or purchase a rabbit from a pet store or something like that, because we do get a lot of rabbits returned to us.
Because people don't realize what they're getting themselves into.
Just brought to us in general, because I think they don't understand fully what they're signing up for.
Absolutely. Well, Julia is a tan and brown American rabbit. She's 7 years old. What is the average lifespan of a rabbit?
I believe it can vary a little bit depending on breed, but I think it's around 10 years.
Okay.
So, give or take a few.
Yeah, but they don't age like we do. Like, she'll still be hopping around at 10.
I mean, she's still hopping around right now at 7.
For sure.
She's very active.
Visit fcac.as.me so that you can make an appointment to see Julia or any of the furry friends at the Frederick County Animal Control. And it's all thanks very much to, we're so thankful for Pet and Home Care. Furry Friends.
She just stopped hopping.
I know.
Oh,
She's hopping around. Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
Wiggling your nose.
Good job, Julia.
I
Look
like
at
it when they
you.
clean their face.
yeah, 'cause
They
they're
sit
like-
on their back, yeah, they like their falls.